Like, are you kidding? No, I had all the notes. I probably still have them. No. The thing is, okay, I have all the notes. I can show. But the thing is, the counselors.
God Please be seated. Stand as I introduce you. From the Board of Governors, James Peacock, QC, the Board Chair. Thank you. Dr. Daniel Dose, President and CEO. Darren Polite. Benedict Fullilove. Margaret Jean Mannix. Cynthia Moore. G. Bradley Moore. Dwayne Cussick. And Sue Ann Valentine. Special guests today include Dave Kelly, the keynote speaker. The Harvard needs an introduction. Terrence Houle. Les Manning, the Alumni Award of Excellence recipient. Walter May, the faculty speaker. Cody Owe, the lecturer emeritus. Chris Weinman, the grad speaker. Linda Johnson, MLA, Calgary Glenmore. Dr. David Swan, MLA, Calgary Mountain View. Teresa Wu Pao, who is the Associate Minister, International Intergovernmental Relations and MLA, Calgary Northern Hills. Also, College Administration, Donald Dart, who's the Vice President for Finance and Corporate Services. David Aldrich, Vice President for Student Experience and Admissions and Registrar. Susan Bienhoven, Director of Human Resources. And Mark Scholes, Dean of Undergraduate Studies. Heads of academic programs are also with us on the stage. Katrina Chater, Economics. Richard Brown, Drawing. Natalie Rodriguez, Glass. Adam Tyndale, Media Arts and Digital Technology. Sounds like a contest here. Chris Willard, Painting. Photography.
Oh, God.
Gary Olson, Print Media. Blake Simini, Sculpture. Dennis Budgen and Rick Sack, Visual Communications Design. Justin Waddell, First Year Studies. And finally, Ben Fullilove, Liberal Studies.
Nobody likes it.
I would like to also recognize all of the faculty members that have come out today to congratulate our graduates. I would ask all of the faculty members to please stand at this point. Now I'd like to introduce the board chair, James Peacock. Thank you.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Board of Governors of the Alberta College of Art and Design, it's my great pleasure to welcome all of you here today. But I want to extend a very special welcome to the families, friends, and supporters of our graduating students on this very special occasion. The Board of Governors is charged with the task of setting the long-term strategic direction for the college. In doing this, we recognize the many accomplishments of our faculty and our alumni, and the many ways in which they contribute to this community and beyond. And we understand the need to be able to maintain this tradition. We also recognize that as we plan for the future of the college, we must take the time to celebrate what we are as a college community, and in particular, the accomplishments of our students. And today is one of those times. As chair of the Board of Governors, I congratulate our students for the many things they've accomplished during their time at ACAD. As a member of the Board of Governors since 2008, I've had the great pleasure of watching the development of this graduating class. And I can say without qualification that it's been an exciting and an eye-opening adventure. To your parents, partners, supporters, and friends, on your behalf, I say thank you. To those of you who are graduating today, I say as you leave ACAD to go out into the world and pursue your chosen path, do so with passion and with vigor, and find your own way to lead in the development of our society. On behalf of the Board of Governors, I wish you great success in everything that you do. And I hope as well that from time to time you'll stay involved with ACAD and that you'll drop in to let us know how you're doing. Cheers.
Thank you, Jim, and thank you to the Board of Governors. At this time, I'd like to invite Ms. Linda Johnson, MLA for Calgary-Glenmore, to bring greetings from the Alberta Ministry of Enterprise and Advanced Education. Please.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Government of Alberta and the Honourable Stephen Conn, Minister of Enterprise and Advanced Education, I am pleased to congratulate the Alberta College of Art and Design's graduating class of 2012. Convocation is a time to celebrate one of the most important milestones of our lives. It is also a time to reflect on our growth, both as an individual and as a professional. As family and friends gather with you today, you are surrounded by the people who have believed in you and supported you throughout your educational journey. They share in your pride of accomplishment and appreciate the time and effort you put into achieving your goals. As a graduate of Alberta College of Art and Design, you have received your training at one of Alberta's world-class colleges, an institution with over 86 years of rich history. As a result, you have the skills, knowledge, and creative energy you need to turn your academic achievements, career goals, and dreams into reality. Alberta is a young, vibrant, and prosperous province. Our people have an indomitable spirit of enterprise and innovation. I am confident that with passion and determination, you will make an important contribution to Alberta's heritage of accomplishment. I wish you continued success and best wishes in your future endeavors. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. I'd like to introduce Walter May, the faculty member in sculpture. And Walter has been a faculty member at ACAD since 1982, class of 2012, on behalf of the faculty. Please, Walter.
Thank you, Wayne. Mr. President, Board of Governors, honored guests, faculty and staff, ladies and gentlemen, graduates. Often I begin by telling students what we're going to do that day in class. Gives them an idea of what to expect. They can sort of judge how it might all play out. It seems to work well. Kind of lets them settle in, so to speak. On behalf of the faculty of the Alberta College of Art and Design and all of the people who work here that assist us in this educational venture, I would like to congratulate you on your accomplishment. I would also like to thank you. You have contributed a great deal to our college over the past several years. You've brought your ideas, thoughts, questions, and ambitions, and they have provided us with the kind of nourishment that often makes working at ACAD a pleasure. Already worth it. When I was preparing for this talk, I came across an article, a book review actually, about education. The book, Creative Innovators, Why America's Education System is Obsolete, was written by Tony Wagner, an academic and author who's been involved with the Harvard Graduate School of Education for over a decade. He believes that the current approach to education in many parts of the world is not working. He thinks there's too much focus on grades, on testing, on avoiding risk, on passive learning, on having everyone come up with the same right answer. He believes that the result of this learning, it does not create an engaged learner, but rather a passive consumer. In his books, Tony Wagner lays out many examples of how these problems disadvantage learners, but he also provides a list of what he believes students need in order to prosper in our present time. This list is what particularly interested me. He says, students need to be curious and imaginative. They need to be original thinkers, creative problem solvers. They need to understand that questions are as important as answers. They need to be able to analyze and access information. They need to be able to collaborate. They need to be agile and adaptable. They need to be able to take initiative on their own. As near as I can tell, this could be a definition of what happens in art school. This is what you've been doing here. So how do we do this? It's actually brilliantly simple. Only two things really. First, we ask you to make something. And then we talk about what it is that you've made. So why is making things a good idea? Because you have to make decisions about what it is that you want to make, about how to make it, about why it is important for you to make that thing. You have to find a commitment to complete it, and once it is made, you also have the responsibility to analyze it and to think about what it has to say for itself. This is where you display the initiative, curiosity, imagination, and creativity that Tony Wagner speaks about. Then there is talking about things. Conversation is the currency of art school. It is how you are paid for your time here. So we talk about these things that you've made. We also talk about things that you're still making, that you might make, that you should make, that you could make. And this conversation is not only with faculty, who may offer advice or suggestions or encouragement, or a list of artists who have already produced every possible variation of what you thought was your original idea. This conversation also occurs with your friends and colleagues. They will offer their opinions on what you've made, and probably their critical opinions on whatever it was that the faculty said. If that wasn't enough, we also arrange these talking rituals that we call critiques. The critique, whole groups of people will have to pay attention and talk about what you've made. The trick here is that you're expected to reciprocate. This year, one of my students acknowledged that she was nervous about critiques, not because of what she was presenting or about what she might say about her own work. The real issue is what was she going to say about everyone else's work. For her, the critique was an exercise in the simultaneous application of honesty and diplomacy. No simple task. Students may say what they will about critiques, but I've noticed, after quite a few years of observation, that whenever the conversation turns to something that you've made, at that moment, you become incredibly attentive. Because this is where you are putting forward your ideas about what is important to you. It is where you can learn about what these ideas mean to others. My point in this dialogue is that it is clearly important for all of us. This conversation helps translate the visual, disseminates the idea, builds relationships. This is where Tony Wagner would see critical thinking, analysis, and effective communication taking place. All of the people who work in this building, and by this I mean not only faculty, staff, and administration, but also all of the students from first year on, have a belief in this activity, the art activity, the design activity. We believe in the discipline, the concentration, the work, the challenge of realizing an idea. We believe that making something is not a hobby or a pastime, but is a way of thinking. Through the process of creating, we ask questions, we theorize, we try things out, we make mistakes, we test our patience, we overcome doubt. We solve problems, discover new interests. In the end, we have made something. We have learned something about what we have made, and in the process, have educated ourselves. That is what has happened here at art school. This is what you've accomplished. Oh, by the way, in a short while, ACAD's graduating exhibition will open. For those of you who may not be familiar with this kind of thing, be prepared to be amazed. For those of you whose work we're about to encounter, I would like to say it again. Congratulations. Thank you.
Distinguished guests for coming today. And most of all, congratulations to all my friends and graduates. It's going to be awesome. Before I begin, though, I'd like all the graduates to join me in just thanking all these people back here for what they've done for us for the last 4 or 5 years.
been mind-bending, to say the least. It's a real honor to be able to speak on behalf of the ACAD class of 2012. The last 4 or 5 years for all of us have been nothing short of a trip down the rabbit hole. So now, this day, we emerge from that trip to engage the world equipped with a variety of developed skills that complement each and every one of our own unique vocabularies within our respective practices. Now we leave the comforts of the classrooms and home studios to face the challenges of the outside world as we begin to carve out our own space in what is a very sophisticated world. As creative thinkers, no matter what path we take, we bring with us the ability to question, activate, reactivate, and literally play with the details that make up the vast landscape of our daily lives. We now carry with us a visual literacy that can explore the role and complexities of who we are, where we're going, and how the world is functioning in a way that operates beyond the limitations of our basic means of communication. We open people's eyes and invite them into new ways of looking at and experiencing virtually anything we get our hands on. I believe, as artists and designers and craftspeople, we are constantly recomposing the material of the tangible and intangible world in a way that moves us forward in our own histories that then collectively become the threads to the fabric of our communities and identity. If you just stop and look around you, almost anywhere, whether through design, art, or craft, we're surrounded by a world that has been shaped by dreamers and makers. But sometimes it seems that some people might forget that, even us. Perhaps as individuals, we see what we do is perhaps just a drop in the bucket. But I believe with all my heart that with each drop there are ripples that resonate off into the world to have some kind of impact somewhere. And the more visible each piece of your work becomes, the more ripples are bouncing around in that bucket. If you look around you, there are 214 of us here today, the biggest class ever graduated from ACAD. One could argue that you're surrounded by competition, but I don't think that way. I like to flip that and imagine us as a collective wave of 214 people deep that's coming out of the floodgates. We're all in this world together, so embrace what you've acquired here. Build on it and share it no matter where you find yourself. Ian Baxter, Canada's godfather of conceptual art, says, "Your life is like a piece of art." This is an idea I've really come to embrace as an artist, because I believe with this he asks us to consider the brilliant details of our own lives as components of a magnificent whole. One of the most important components for me, and I'm sure this goes for most of us, are the lifelong friends we've made at ACAD. The people we can be radical with and totally absurd with. They're the people that make us comfortable in our own skin and love to dream with us. But in order to ensure a certain sustainability of these relationships, passions, and these ambitions, we have to recognize that we have a certain responsibility to them. If you find yourself saying you can't find the time to do what you know is what you really want to do, then something has to be done so that you can say that you make time. You make time to do what makes you happy, and you own that. If there's one thing I've learned at ACAD, it's that every decision is an opportunity, and every opportunity has its own range of possibilities. Now I virtually live by this rule because I've found that when you start living and working in a way that actively looks for opportunities in the substance of your everyday life, you can really begin to define a vibrant and exciting life with an equally unique career path. With that, I'd like to leave you with a quote that sums up what I've been trying to say, and it comes from the brilliant poets, the Beastie Boys. Step into the party and disrupt the whole scene. Thank you and congratulations.
Michael Blas. In visual communication design, character design stream, Nathan Swayze.
Character design stream, character.
In visual communication design, graphic design stream, Mariana Angeli.
Yeah.
Design illustration stream, Danielle Besnet.
By virtue of the authority vested in the Board of Governors by the statutes of the Province of Alberta, and upon the recommendation of the faculty of this college, I admit you to the degrees to which you are entitled, and invest you with all of the rights and privileges, powers and responsibilities pertaining to such degrees. And you may now move your mortarboard tassels from the left side to the right side of your mortarboard.
Now, presenting the graduates from the photography program. Becky Barudis, Bachelor of Design with distinction. Tasha Barry, Bachelor of Design. Karen Borley, Bachelor of Design. Courtney Wong, Bachelor of Design. Now presenting the graduates from the Visual Communication Design program. Marianne Courtney Lawson, Bachelor of Design. Christopher Lee, Bachelor of Design.
Oh, Krista made it. They told him he couldn't graduate.
Tara Ludgate, Bachelor of Design. Leonor Henriquez, Bachelor of Design.
Bachelor.
Isla Ra, Bachelor of Design. Simon Roy, Bachelor of Design.
He's good. Stuff like it.
April Ride, Bachelor of Design. Mariana Silva, Bachelor of Design.
That's his friend.
Stephanie Southgate, Bachelor of Design. Nathan Swayze, Bachelor of Design. Samantha Tadeo, Bachelor of Design. Adrian Teixeira, Bachelor of Design.
Yeah! Woo!
Nala Watfa, Bachelor of Design. Iris Wong, Bachelor of Design. And now, presenting the graduates from the ceramics program. Claire Beck, Bachelor of Fine Arts.
Good job, bud. making it. No tripping yet.
Kate Ellsworth Clark, Bachelor of Fine Arts. Mary Hasdyke, Bachelor of Fine Arts,